Senior Rehab Podcast, Episode 1. And welcome to the Senior Rehab Podcast, the podcast for rehab clinicians that want to better serve older adults. And now your host, me, Dustin Jones. Hello, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. My name's Dustin Jones, and I am a home health physical therapist in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm basically scratching my own itch with this podcast. I'm creating the Senior Rehab Podcast to listen to helpful conversations where I can learn about how to serve my patients, the older adults that I work with, in the best way that I can. So this podcast is definitely a selfish endeavor, but I hope to, share the knowledge that I gain with you, the listener, and I hope it's beneficial. So a little bit of background on me. I am traditionally more of a sports orthopedic type guy. I had the opportunity to study athletic training in undergrad in West Virginia and really enjoyed that, and then went to physical therapy school in Kentucky. And sports has always been my focus. And due to some events, I moved from a position that I had in an outpatient orthopedic clinic that I really enjoyed, and ended up taking a home health position. And I honestly was doing home health just because it was flexible, and I could make a little bit more money in order to pursue a fitness endeavor. But I ended up really liking home health, and I really enjoyed working with older adults, and I just dove right in. So now I'm a full-time home health PT, and I try and bridge a lot of what I learned in the sports and fitness realm with the older adults, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's me. And so as I've really enjoyed home health, I've also really enjoyed the driving time, which may sound odd, but you get a lot of time in the car, as you can imagine, doing home health. And that can be wasted time, or it can be redeemed with podcasts and audiobooks. And that's been great for me because I've learned a ton in the past couple of years that I've been doing home health. Great podcasts, great audiobooks, a lot of great physical therapy podcasts. But there isn't one right now that really focuses on the clinician that works with older adults. And that's really what I want to focus on with this podcast. So what to expect? You should expect helpful conversations geared towards you, the rehab clinician working with older adults. I want to talk to really smart people and draw out, helpful bits of information that you can use the next day in the clinic, in the rehab hospital, or in someone's home. So who's this podcast for? I think this podcast will be great for any rehab clinician that works with older adults. So I'm mainly speaking from the physical therapist perspective. But if you're a PT, a PTA, OT, CODA, speech therapist, whatever it may be, if you're in that rehab setting working with older adults, I feel like, we'll be able to provide helpful information to you. So that's what to expect from the Senior Rehab Podcast. And as I'm closing here, I want you to do me a couple favors. One, subscribe to this podcast in your podcast app, whether that's iTunes or Stitcher, whatever it may be. But just subscribe so you'll automatically get the next episode that'll be coming out soon, right to your device or computer. Also, please share this with one other person. One person that works with older adults in that rehab setting that can really benefit from the information that we're going to be talking about. Send them an email on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, but just let them know about the Senior Rehab Podcast. I would really appreciate it because I want this stuff to get into as many ears as possible in terms of the people that it would actually benefit. So thank you for that. And I really appreciate you, taking the time to listen to this. I know you're busy as well as everyone else. So I appreciate that because you're giving me, a few minutes of your day, and that's pretty special. So I'm excited for what's to come with the podcast, for the Senior Rehab Podcast, and I hope you are as well. So until next time, keep it funky. Thanks.